the arrest and detention of persons under the Public Security Ordinance or the Prevention of Terrorism Act. The entire recommendations given under the international human rights law issues will be applied for persons held for long periods without charges. The LLRC proposed a special mechanism to examine their cases on a case-by-case basis. The action plan is proposed to identify established procedures within the existing system to address the issue, and a special unit within the Attorney General's Department for decision making with regard to such cases. The key performance indicator of this measure is the reduction in the number of such detainees. There is a considerable reduction. The Attorney General's Department has been instructed to complete this work within a period of 2 years. To create awareness on human rights among the masses, the police and armed forces activities identified in the have been identified in the National Human Rights Action Plan will be implemented. A module developed by the National Institute of Education will also be included in the secondary school curriculum forthwith. The agencies responsible will be the NHRC, Education Ministry, Armed Forces and the Inspector General of Police. Under core recommendations, the action plan proposes to examine and report on the feasibility and practicality of issuing a certificate when a detained person is released to prevent rearrest of the same person on the same charges unless new evidence surfaces. That is a very important factor. That is, once a man who is in custody is released, he has to be given a certificate to prevent rearrest on the same charges. Of course, that would not apply if new evidence is available against that particular individual. That would not prevent a further arrest in that situation. To look into the law's delays, a program is to be formulated to divert suspects from the criminal process to voluntary rehabilitation and enable indictments to be filed in an additional number of courts to clear the backlog. The Ministry of Justice, the Attorney General's Department and the Police Department are the key agencies that will be responsible for this. The purpose is to screen detainees and give attention to young, injured, disabled needing counseling. The remainder of the detainees are to be reviewed by the Commissioner General of Rehabilitation with the aim of compiling a report within 3 months. If I may repeat that, the purpose is to screen detainees and to give attention to young, injured, disabled persons needing counseling. The remainder of the detainees are to be reviewed by the Commissioner General of Rehabilitation with the aim of compiling a report within a period of 3 months. So, the period is there again prescribed. The recommendations 9.79 and 9.81 of the LLRC is no more applicable since the government has identified, rehabilitated and reintegrated all child combatants in society. The recommendations with regard to women, children, elderly and other vulnerable groups affected by the conflict, calling for the setting up of an interagency task force, the government has addressed the issue under the National Human Rights Action Plan. The Ministry of Lands will be responsible for the implementation of this directive. As regards the recommendation that covers harassment of media, personnel and institutions, the action plan has proposed the following in response to give priority to the investigation, prosecution and disposal in such cases, investigate past incidents of such legal action, ensure freedom of movement in the north and the east, and ensure the right to information. The Ministry of Mass Media and Information has been directed to take effective measures to ensure media freedom, strengthen grievance mechanisms including court action and complaints to the National Police Commission in cases of police inaction. Apart from the Ministry, the Police Department and the Press Council have been made key responsible agencies. Action will be initiated to remove impediments to free movement by these agencies, while introducing a code of conduct to promote responsible journalism among media personnel. That is also an important aspect. As journalists also must act with a sense of responsibility. In view of the right to information legislation, the Cabinet of Ministers is to be consulted by the Ministry of Mass Media Information for a suitable time frame to draft legislation. The National Action Plan has identified impediments, if any, to the effective enforcement of the law. Such offences are visited with serious sanctions, strengthen investigation skills of police, strengthen access to justice, enhance the capacity of the police to put in place a more effective surveillance mechanism of the locality in cooperation with the local community and establish policing. A total period of 30 months has been given for this purpose. Full implementation of the National Action Plan will benefit all citizens of Sri Lanka by furthering a long-term reconciliation and lasting peace. The National Action Plan invokes the present procedures as available in the Code of Criminal Procedure with priority given to such complaints. That the policy of openness followed in presenting the National Action Plan to the public and the discussions held with the diplomatic community has shown very good results. This is seen in the public debate it has engendered in on the key issues involved, and the statement issued by the United States welcoming the release of the action plan and stating its belief that full implementation of the National Action Plan will benefit all citizens of Sri Lanka by furthering a long-term reconciliation and a lasting peace, which remains the key policy of the Sri Lankan government on the LLRC. I must also assure you that in implementing these various matters, the cooperation of the Human Rights Commission of Sri Lanka would be 100% available. The Commission is dedicated to this cause, and I can give an assurance that we shall do our very best to ensure that all these matters are implemented for the benefit of society. Thank you very much.